I've been getting this build requested a lot. Now, if you guys have been around the channel the past couple years, some of the biggest videos I've done have been on a prime Russell Westbrook build, but I never myself have made the build. But today we are finally bringing out a prime Russell Westbrook. Now, when I tell you this build plays so much like a prime Russell Westbrook, the contact dunks that you get on this build are crazy. Of course, you have the 3-point game. You can shoot the basketball a little bit. You know, Russell Westbrook had some good years shooting it. Now, a lot of you guys were asking for this build, but if you want to see it maxed out, you got to make sure to drop a like, and I'll get it done very quickly. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking you've got the John Moran build. It's 6'4". It probably plays a little bit like Russell Westbrook. I mean, technically it does, but I wanted to make a build that didn't have like the 90 ball handle. It didn't have the anchor badge. It was 6'3", a true Russell Westbrook type of build. Now, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to break down the complete build for you guys, show you some in-game clips of how it goes. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so for the build, we are gonna go with the point guard position. 6'3", 201 pounds with a 7-foot wingspan. I went with defined. I think that looks pretty good. Now, like I said, when I upgrade this build, I'm gonna explain to you guys and show you actual in-game clips of how this performs, because some of the stuff you might be thinking, oh, that's maybe too low, or maybe that's a little bit too high. But I wanted to explain it to you guys, show you clips of how this build actually works out in the park. Close shot, we're going to take to a 52. There's nothing too crazy right there. But the first thing I want to show you guys is we're only taking our driving layup to a 77. Now, you're probably thinking that you want to get this at least to an 80 so you can get a lot of different layup packages, or maybe even 82, so I believe you can get the Russell Westbrook. But I'd have tried out a lot of layups on this build. You will also get the bully badge, which I'll show you later. But look at all the acrobatic finishes I'm still able to do. You do get silver acrobat on this build, and you still finish very tough layups. You got to remember that slashing takeover is giving you a +10 to your finishing stat. So you really have like an 87 driving layup, which is crazy good. The driving dunk is going to go to a 93. When I said in the beginning that you get every single contact dunk, you get the pros, you get the elites, you get the small contact dunks. And for some reason, I don't even have this build maxed out. When I was showing these clips, I was getting so many contact dunks. It felt like the meter was super big. It was easier to time. I don't know what it was, if it was the time of day I was playing, but I was getting like and 1 contact dunks, finishing through traffic dunks, pretty much greening every single one. So this build dunks like crazy. It gets a lot of contact dunk packages, so maybe that's why you see a little bit more contact dunks coming out of this build. And then it wouldn't be Russell Westbrook. He goes into the post a lot, so I wanted to make sure I was able to get like a back down punisher or a drop stepper or stuff like that, even post spin technician on gold if you wanted to, because you know, Russell Westbrook definitely had his back to the basket a lot, especially in his prime, and even today he still does that. So I wanted to make sure we had a little bit of post control. I haven't upgraded this yet, so I haven't been able to get some clips with it, but I think it's going to be crazy good. So just to recap with the badges as of right now, you get acrobat on silver, giant slayer, which is big since you are 6'3", limitless takeoff on gold, which is really nice, posterizer, pro touch if you want to have your layup timing on. You even get post spin technician, drop stepper, and other badges that could be kind of fun to mess around with in the post. Now here's the biggest question whenever I make builds: can the build shoot? The mid-range we are only taking to a 73, but when I tell you guys, I don't have many magician. I didn't have like any shooting badges. The dribble pull-ups, the hop jumpers backwards, everything in the mid-range, even the post fades were pretty much lights out. It was very easy to time. It felt like the shots timing was pretty simple. And like I mentioned, I didn't even have a lot of these shooting badges. And if I'm able to hit off dribbles with like no hotspots and no badges, I think you can get the job done, especially as you start maxing these badges out. Now, I didn't do too much research into jump shots with this. I went to a 79 3-point shot, which I thought I could use like O-shape for set, and that's what I usually use on all of my other builds that have like a 75 to an 80 3-pointer. But I don't think I saw his base, so I was using Russell Westbrook, and I'll show you guys the jump shot at the end. But it felt like it was pretty good. It just looks visually weird, which kind of messed me up in the beginning when I was using this. I felt like I was looking way too much at the jump shot, because as you guys are seeing by it, you jump kind of high in the air with Russell's base, but the grades are pretty good. Like I said, I'll show you the jump shot here in a second. but it felt pretty smooth. After I got the shot timing down, I was able to hit pretty consistently off the dribble, catch and shoot, all that kind of stuff like that. 79 3-pointer obviously is enough to hit consistently. You guys know that if you've been watching the channel. But again, like I mentioned, after I get more badges, start experimenting with the timings and getting that down pat, I know for a fact this build is going to be able to shoot very well. This is going to be another exciting part of this build with playmaking. We know that Russell Westbrook was a triple-double machine. He was dishing out assists, he was scoring with ease, so he was obviously very quick with the basketball, but he also passed it very well. Our pass accuracy, this is going to be the highest that we've ever had pass accuracy on any of the builds I made. We're taking it to an 85. So some of these passes are lasers. I only upgraded it, I think right now to like a 67. And some of the passes I've been able to make have been really cool. Like this post up one, dish to the 3-pointer, that's on target. And like I said, I didn't even have like a max pass accuracy yet. Our ball handle is gonna go to an 89. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I didn't want to have like a 90 or a 92 because it would feel like so much of the other builds that I have. So I wanted to give it only an 89 just so I could kind of experiment with different animations that weren't the same as other builds I had, just so it wasn't such a like a similar build. And it is, like I said, it plays different. With the 89 you still get Hall of Fame quick first step, which is nice, and the speed with ball is going to go to an 84. We are going to go to our defense and rebounding. Now this build is 6'3", so you don't get the anchor badge. That's the only kind of downside, if I guess. But we will also have some interior defense going onto this build. You'll see we have the 62 interior. Our perimeter defense is going to go to an 80, so we're going to be able to move around out there on the perimeter. Now Russell Westbrook, he did get a lot of steals throughout his career, but I also wanted to make this build a little bit more playable in the park, so I went with a 90 steal. And since you are 6'3", you want to make sure you have some steal, because when you're going up against 6'9" to put the ball on the floor, you definitely want to start reaching. We also wanted some block. Although we don't get the anchor badge, we're going to have a 60 block, so we do get that silver chase down, so you'll definitely get some nice animations. Like I said, when we were upgrading the playmaking, Russell Westbrook got a ton of triple doubles, so we want to have some rebounding, offense and defense, so you can get some putback dunks. So an 80 defensive rebound, a 75 offensive rebound, it will definitely work for a Russell Westbrook build. Now after playing the game for a while, I've realized that acceleration matters a lot more than speed. So I only went with an 80 speed on this build, but I did go ahead and max out the acceleration all the way to a 90. This helps your speed with ball and how quickly you move off your speed boost when you're dribbling. The strength is going to be a 74, so we do get that bronze bully, so you will definitely get bully animations, which is good for Russell Westbrook. The vertical we can only take to a 77, which is kind of low, I suppose, for Russell, but we're also going to take our stamina all the way up to a 90. And that's going to get our build to a 99 overall. And a quick recap of the badge count, we've got 18, 17, 23, and 23. And I have 6 extra badges, and I'll show you how I'm rocking the build as of right now here in a minute. But I think I went ahead and added some to playmaking and some to finishing, because I didn't really need any more defensive or shooting badges on this build. Now this build gets some nice takeover options. We've got shot creating, so if you want to play in the post and hit some post fades or off dribbles, definitely go shot creating. It's got slashing. You even have lockdown take, but the ones I've been rocking with a little bit right here, been getting a lot of ankle breakers and stuff with, I've been using the slasher and playmaker, which is a pretty nice combos for Russell Westbrook. And the name is super sick. You have built a tempo pushing point, which is super nice. And like I mentioned, I think it works perfectly for Russell Westbrook. Now, if you don't have any of those extra badges, me personally, this is what I would do with this build. Finishing wise, acrobat, bully, slithery, posterizer. This is how I would play competitively. But if you wanted to switch some of this stuff up, maybe take giant slayer down, even take off slithery a little bit, or you don't want acrobat and you want to play a little bit more of the post and bully people like back down punisher and drop stepper, you definitely can do that. And like I said, if you wanted to add extra badges, finishing would be a great option to put those badges as well. Shooting wise, I didn't add any extra badges. I personally think this is perfect. You got Agent 3s, you got Green Machine, Mini Magician if you want to do the off dribbles and fadeaways, Volume Shooter, Amped, Deadeye, Limitless Range, and you have Space Creator maxed out all the way. This is why I would add extra to playmaking, which is why I did. You got Ankle Breaker, but if you want ankle breakers with play take, you could definitely have this at a little bit higher tier. Clamp Breaker, again, if you want to handle for days on silver, you could add some there. But you want to make sure you got that Hall of Fame quick first step, which is crucial. If you're playing the 2s, you want that bailout, hyperdrive. We've got killer combos and unpluckable. And this is also why I didn't add any defensively either. You have so many of these maxed out: interceptor, pig dodger, workhorse on the defensive end, clamps. You've got the rebound chaser. You've got the silver glove and challenger. So you're very solid defensively. Now, this is what I have. You can see at top 22, 17, 25, and 23. I don't have a lot of badges yet on this build. I don't have it completely maxed out. So this is what I was rocking with a majority of the clips that you saw. So I have everything that I showed you guys just at a little bit of a lesser tier. Not a lot of shooting badges, like Agent 3s and Volume Shooter are probably the biggest ones you need when you're starting out. Playmaking was super easy to upgrade, so this is what I was rocking the whole entire time as you guys were watching these clips. I don't have all my defensive stuff upgraded yet, so this is what I was rocking with defensively, and it got the job done. Before I show you all the animations, this is how I upgraded my build. I am a 92 overall. I could be a 93, but I'm not paying the extra 105 VC right now to go to 93. But this is how I would personally do it. Add your driving dunk first. Make sure you get that Hall of Fame quick first step. Do a little bit of your defense, get some steal on your build, and upgrade your physical so you're fast. For any of you guys wondering the animations, like I said, I don't have that 90 or 92 ball handle, so for dribbling, this is what I use. Steve Francis size up is really nice. I'm testing out John Wall escape. I think that's the best one, but I might go ahead and put back on Kevin Durant. LeBron's moving crossover. You guys let me know down below in the comment section if there's any better crossovers for 6'3s that are pretty nice to combo with. Allen Iverson behind the bag, the basic spin, Zach LaVine, Luka Doncic. You guys know that. I still am using Devin Booker's dribble pull-up. It's really good. I'm using Steph Curry spin, hop jumper pro number 2, Pro 2 post fade, Kobe. I don't have the 77 driving layup yet, but I think I'll probably end up using like Jason Williams because I think it looks kind of funny. Dunk packages, I'm only using like LeBron's and Michael Jordan. Of course, we got the Russell Westbrook ones too, the quick drop offs, just the basic stuff that you need. And like I said, you get all the contact dunks besides the big man ones. So you've got the small contacts, the elite contacts, and pro. And if you guys are wondering about the jump shot, I don't know personally if this is the best, but I did want to try a Russell Westbrook base. So I went with his base, LaMelo Ball, and Mike Conley with a 40% LaMelo, 60% Mike Conley. And the grades, like I said, are pretty decent. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what you think about this build. I like the build name a lot and the way that it plays. If you want to see a 99, make sure to go ahead and drop a like. And until next time, it's been your boy Dignified. I'm out. Peace.